what the hell is esports? I worked in esports and I still don't know what the hell esports really is. But I can tell you what I do know about esports. And it is changing the way people, and this is people that I personally know, it's changing the way they respond. They're changing who they are and trying to mold themselves into something that's accepted by this thing called esports. I have also noticed that esports is taking the integrity out of competition. I have also noticed that esports has allowed big money, brands, etc., coming into this game just to buy in because they see a quick fad, a quick opportunity to turn around and make a buck, all at the expense of players, organizers that have been giving their life for this. And what do they get out of it? So for me personally, I feel this is an insult to everything that I've done for so long. I can't do it. I can't support anything that I see anymore. So for you guys watching, I hope you do enjoy it and I hope you find great entertainment out of it because that's good. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But for me, I am going to be signing out.
All right, it's a good time I had to start with that Mike Ross video because we already know what has happened. All right, what's up, guys? I think you may have seen the news now, but I'm gonna show you in a way that you'll understand. There, there. This is exactly what the maybe TiMi and or Pokemon Company just recently announced that starting next year, no more Unite Championship Series, which means Pokemon Unite will not be in the World Championships next year, which I already saw it coming. Like, with the series of bad decisions they've been making since License Journeys got implemented last December, I'm not surprised. Like, I know it's sad, but this was already inevitable. And I've already seen that one article stating that one of the reasons why they decided to pull the plug on Pokemon Unite esports was because of the declining viewership, which that wasn't even surprising at all. Like, I've already noticed that in the recent views that those official tournaments had this year, and compared to that of the last year, all the way to last year's Worlds. So I'm not even shocked. It eventually led to this, and then, of course, besides that controversial license journey system, what do we have to deal with? Oh, I know. It's that controversial single move path system. You get what I mean, right? The one where you can't even when you reach that certain level, you can't choose between two moves. Now it's just only one since Zapdos, which absolutely sucks. That not only stripped away the very thing that made Pokemon Unite stand out among other MOBAs, it's they just dumbed it down as a desperate attempt to just salvage potential sales for the recent Pokemon that they've released since Zapdos came out. And remember, Pokemon Unite has a terrible history of balancing the game as well, alongside ranked matchmaking. And the damage caused by the releases of the then EX Pokemon, as they were labeled, was already been has already been caused over time. And unfortunately, they doubled it down with the introduction of certain Mega Evolutions. But most notably, the two Mega Evolutions for Charizard. Ah, that was so awful. And they had to nerf all of those Mega Evolutions real hard so that they could be dealt with more easily. It doesn't matter though, because even with the nerfs, all those Mega Evolutions are are still strong in the current meta, even with the increasing number of crowd control options for the game, especially since the recent Pokemon came out. And yeah, I would have been a bit hyped. No, I'm not even that hyped with the latest patch because Umbreon is buffed again. Like, wow. Like, are you kidding me? And for Alligator only got like just minor nerfs that didn't do much of a big deal to weaken its viability. But anyway, as you already see, it sucks that we have come to this, that the only official tournament that you're gonna have will be a bunch of qualifiers and then this Aos Crown tournament that's gonna be held in Tokyo, Japan next year by March, which is within this usually it was the usual month where Pokemon Unite Asia Champions League finals were usually held. Uh and yeah, now I know there are some folks who have already noticed the pattern that eventually the Pokemon Unite esports will be gone because of the recent moves that have been done by TiMi and or the Pokemon Company as shown in the recent updates, like the All-Star mode that has been released as of late. And of course, the those legendary Pokemon, like when you know their choices of those new Pokemon releases were mostly starters and legendaries, you already know that this game's gonna be on its last legs in a year or two. So most likely the game's gonna end up on the maintenance phase, just like Heroes of the Storm did, which sucks. Because like Pokemon Unite, that Blizzard MOBA had so much potential, but obviously everyone knew Blizzard fumbled the bag so hard for not capitalizing on the Dota mod while it was still within their IP that was Warcraft 3. And now, as for the case of the Pokemon Company, I'm while it did the Pokemon MOBA did last long. Unfortunately, they squandered so many chances to capitalize on this game to be a big esport because they got too complacent just because it's a game made out of the Pokemon IP. They would expect that it's gonna be mostly kids that will play it, but in the long term, guess who are the most active players? It's usually the adults and the teenagers that have with some of them that are already competing in tournaments. And soon it's gonna be the esports scene is gonna be downsized to that Aos crown. Yeah, that sucks. And I'm not even sure that this tournament will be done every year. Like, I'm not sure at all, because after those recent moves made by TiMi and the Pokemon Company, just for the sake of commemorating the 30th anniversary of the Pokemon franchise, too bad it didn't restore the game back to its greatness, because the damage caused by the license journeys plus the single move pad system have already been done. Like, it's like the reputation is just beyond repairable. And I really want this game to succeed, but after this recent announcement, I would be amazed if this game will somehow survive. Like, I know, let's be real, Pokemon Champions did not have anything to do with Pokemon Unite's decline. It's basically the terrible decisions made by TiMi and or the Pokemon Company that have led all the way to this. So, as much as I want to be this toxic, I want to rage whenever I'm on a losing streak, but at this point, I just want to talk less and just grind. Uh, anyway, so because of what is happening in the state of Pokemon Unite esports, I'm gonna announce that by by August 31st, that will be the last time I'll ever stream. I'll do my best to stream either the Pokemon Unite and Pokemon Champions Worlds matches. Not within the day one. Most likely within the day two, which will be safer, because that's when the competition start heating up. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to restream the World Championship Finals for Unite, because since it's gonna be held in San Francisco, so the time in for time zone, most likely the match will start at usually at midnight here in the PH, or maybe as late as 11 p.m. So I'm not very sure. So anyway, it was good while it lasted, but yeah, that does not mean I'm gonna stop playing this game. I will still play, but I don't know about making any more content for it. Since, of course, I'm gonna be retiring again from streaming after the World Championships. So, this is it. Well, it was a good run. Pokemon Unite Championship Series. But it really sucks that it will end like this next month. So, that's it.